Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Rayge, and we are back today with a quick update video here with respect to Marvel Strike Force's newest blog post detailing what the battle plan is going to be for this upcoming week. So, it wasn't a surprise to me because we saw a lot of this information already getting circulated in my data mine video updates from last week and the previous week. That's how long this information has been already afloat in the game. But what was more surprising is that they were able to give us a little bit more information on how some of these events are going to get run. So the good news is that there's going to be some opportunities for more ISO 8 Purple Form 5. What's exciting as well, there's actually a free-to-play event for Damon Hellstrom. So 100 shards being tied back to a global milestone event for him. So that's great to see because most of us are, excitedly and awaiting his addition into the antimatter store. So that'll be big. He's going to be available, I believe, by next week, this coming week in a few days here. So be on the lookout for that because obviously we know the antimatter story is running its course pretty quickly here with chapter 2 coming to a close in a couple weeks. So we want to take advantage of that in addition to some freebies along the way. But as he's a monstrosity, he's a really good plug and play character. And if you don't want to build up the full Brimstone team, I still would recommend building Damon up because you can utilize him in other game modes. But remember, Brimstone being the final team here for chapter 2, they're going to have a lot of value even for the start of chapter 3 as well. So yeah, very similar to what we saw in Fantastic Four MCU. So be on the lookout for that. Confirmation as well on Hellcat. Her introduction will finally round things out, wrapping up the Brimstone team, which is a perfect segue, obviously. There's probably going to be some announcements next week with respect to the chapter 3 legendary character being Thunderstrike. Hopefully that's confirmed because we did a lot of research and analysis on that, and it's all but confirmed at this point. And then we'll see what other coming changes are going to be coming. But guys, more importantly though, I do want to talk about some of the things that I just mentioned earlier, right? There was a danger room confirmed now. So remember when we saw in the data mines, it was referring to the Undying team. We saw that you're going to be needing some zombies, but the good news is that with the blog post, you're actually able to utilize some of the Sinister Six characters. So this danger room is going to be designed around both zombie and Undying, in addition to Sinister Six. So it can take advantage of the value there, especially since most of us will probably have Insidious built up or working our way on them, and with them also being available in the antimatter store. So a little bit of value add. And there was also recently that danger room that focused on Sinister and Insidious as well. So hopefully you guys are able to take advantage and obviously have that value from those events carrying forward there. But I do want to talk about this as well. So the big surprise in the events was actually relating back to the leaderboard for the ISO 8 Purple 4 and 5 with respect to what's going on with resources. So remember, we had a leaderboard event a few weeks back where it was a gold spending event, right? You basically were, we didn't get information from the blog, and then by the time the event went live, we actually needed to go straight into the supply store and open orbs using gold, and that's actually how you amounted to points translating to the leaderboard. Then the following week, we actually had a Power Core spending event, which I skipped because of the fact that I just didn't see the value there, and easily spenders could, really topple and take advantage of, the events was simply just by spending, and there just wasn't really amazing value for Power Cores in my eyes. Power Cores is the most important resource in the game, so I try to save that as much as I can, especially now given that the farmability of these characters getting added into the seasonal stores are getting more delayed. For example, Damon taking 3 weeks in total as opposed to other characters that typically took only 2 weeks or shorter. Actually, some of them only took 10 days, which is amazing. So they took a step back there, which actually places more emphasis now on the importance of Power Cores and making sure you utilize that. But now in the blog post, surprisingly enough, they actually, and this is a bad way to show you, but they actually outlined that for these new events, especially this one that's called the I believe it was like the Blood Rain as well as Plague Rising. Both these events, alliance driven, depending on the orbs you open up, they're going to be tied back to the ISO Purple 5 event leaderboard, right? So you need to actually convert, it says in the blog anyways, you need to actually convert your excess training materials. So all these characters are obviously level 105 already, so I can't show you, but what it's referring to is the supply that you have here. Your training materials are going to be utilized for orbs, which then will convert to either, I believe it's like the vampire or zombie orbs, and those orbs are going to be tied back to an event. And I can't show you in game yet because this event is not in preview state yet, so we'll be able to preview this next week when it comes in, and probably the store. But yeah, that was kind of the surprise. That was kind of the Easter egg. I guess not really an Easter egg because none of us really wants this. But if you are strapped already for training materials or gold, it looks like they're actually going to be hindering us more because they want us to use our excess training materials as part of this leaderboard. So the only other way to get training materials is by spending. So it looks like it's probably going to be a very strong skip event for me, guys. It's a big trap because for those of you that are preparing like me and obviously using resources along the way to pivot when these surprise events come along the way, I can't do that if I can't build up teams. And if I don't build up teams, I can't compete in the content, right? So these past few leaderboards have been very frustrating because, I play a different way for sure. I'm in the end game, highly engaged, and I do have a massive supply of resources for this very reason because I'm free to play and I need to pivot. But also when there's these events like the gold spending that we had, and same with the power cores, if you were going to utilize either of those resources, they would have gone directly into points to maximize the value, which means you're not really getting much out of the event outside from how you're doing in the leaderboards, which I guess in this case would be the limited purple 4 and purple 5 ions going forward now. So just something food for thought. If you guys are already strapped for gold and strapped for training materials, I feel like this is kind of the direction the game is going because they want to utilize a resource that to encourage and FOMO folks into pressuring them into spending more, right? Because that's basically the only way to get more of it, aside from naturally playing the game with the passage of time and earning these materials and resources from farming campaign, and then dabbling in events as they come. But as we know, most of these events usually reward a limited resource like Gear Tier 20, the purple 4, purple 5 ions. So they're not typically giving you back the training materials and gold, right? So that's something to think about anyways. But yeah, I get where they're coming from in terms of just understanding where the resources are because they have analytics to drive, how the economy of the game is. But at the same time, now players are going to have to make another tough decision. If they want to partake in this event, they do have to utilize training materials as the way to convert those into orbs, and that's a massive, massive turnoff, guys. So we'll see. We're going to see what those look like next week before I make the final decision. But yeah, it's not looking good, especially since this is the first ISO 5 event too. And then lastly, just as a quick update, guys, they did confirm as well, Battle World's coming right back. So after we wrap up this week, there is actually going to be another one coming back to back. So that's kind of unheard of. I think they're just trying to dish out some more Sentry Shards and obviously get folks playing the higher difficulties now that Battle World 2.0 is here. So yeah, do let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Are you a fan? Are you not a fan? Are you planning to skip this event? Do you even have training materials to purchase orbs? I just think this is definitely a massive middle finger to the community because we all know that the training modules and materials in the game is not as abundant, especially given all these required teams that they're releasing every single month for us. Anyways, let me know down in the comments below, guys. Thank you for your time as always, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.